How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to showcase the Frost Iris Gemma. This build has a few required uniques, but as you can see, the damage on it is pretty significant. This is T8 capable build. You can scale this all the way up to 99 billion with investment, but let's go ahead and showcase based off of the gear that I currently have right now. So as you can see here, we are just using a Empower skills bonus to applies to your spirit magi along with cooldown reduction. For our other hero member, we want cooldown reduction and spirit magi recovery speed, and then we want either ones with max nourishment or basically the other thing. If you can't afford max nourishment, just buy these ones with double cooldown or with some empower skill effect. That's fine. One of the required uniques for this build is this legendary or unique memory here. To you who are calm, you need to ensure that you are buying one with this 3-second cooldown. The 4-second cooldown one is going to significantly drop your damage by your damage will be less than half of what it is with this, so highly recommend do not buy it without that. You do want the 3-second version. And then the other required uniques that you do need is you do need to use this Friend Nemesis chest. This is only a couple FE. They're very, very cheap. Because basically what this is doing is this is damaging your spirit magi, which is what is proccing the empower skill effect here, which is what's causing them to kind of just constantly pulse this AoE damage that you're seeing here. Yeah, you can see we're doing quite a bit of damage even without me actually hitting any buttons. The last build required unique is going to be Exquisite Box, because you do need this 40% additional cooldown recovery speed. On top of that, the rest of the gear you can see that I'm wearing here, this hasn't been fully fine-tuned or refined yet. This is just kind of a showcase for the build. We do want cooldown recovery and double damage on our helmet. We don't want these mods specifically. We do want cooldown and double damage. For our gloves, we have +1 spell skill level gloves here. You can upgrade these to +2. For your belt, you do want a Winter of Origin, preferably you want one with the highest cooldown recovery that you could possibly get, so one with a 19 or 20% preferably. And then we have our +1 cold skill boots here. You do want to get these, you can get these with cooldown recovery as well, highly recommended. And then for our rings, you are going for this 60% growth, and then along with some minion damage if you can fit it on there. If you can't afford the 60 growth ones, then just go ahead and buy like the 70 or 80 growth. It really depends. Well, I guess these are actually pretty cheap now. So yeah, it's fine. Just buy the T1 growth because it looks like they're really cheap. So just buy those, craft them on there. Same thing. And then for your weapon, because we are going to be using isomorphic arms, you are going to be wanting to basically get a staff very similar to this. You do want again this +4 or +6 spell skill level, and then you want this additional spell damage mod, minion damage, cooldown recovery, double damage, and this spell critical damage. These are going to be the best mods that you can get on here, based off of what we're doing. For the candles that you're using, you are just going to be wanting to be using +2 to cold skill level candles, and then whatever else if you have. You can see here, even in for this test, this isn't even a level 20 frost spirit, so the damage is just going to go up even higher. And here's going to be what you're going to want to be running: servant damage, harvest time, savage growth, elemental duo, and freeze chance. For your blink, this is just going to be your mobility skill. And then we have elemental shock, and we do want to run this with mania. And then you do want to also run this with you can run this with Mass Effect as well, or with extended duration. It depends on what uptime you kind of really want on there. Then we have Dazzling Bloom, cooldown reduction, extended duration, and pain amplification. I'm currently running this, like Magical Source, Steadfast, and Energy Fortress. Alternatively, you can try moving your Frost Spirit over to your aura side of things, and then you will just need to click F instead of right clicking in order to activate it. But what it does mean that you can do is it does mean that you can run a setup with Blizzard in this last spot here, just to be getting some additional damage off on your tree. But I'm just running this setup because I like the extra defense, so you can run harder content. Here you want to be running elemental amplification, frigid domain, and swiftness, and then for your auto defense you just have a protection field set up with iron fortification. For your tree, it's going to be the standard, spirit magi tree here with isomorphic arms. You are taking all the energy shield. You can just run life on this instead. You don't have to run the ES version. The ES version can get up to like 10k ES with investment, which is why I'm running this specific version. And then you're just getting the armor here. You're still running the same standard major talents here. The only difference you're going to see between this and most builds is that you are going to be running Warlock Tree instead, and that's purely for this Indifference node here. If you can't afford it, you can buy a Pedigree of the Gods with Indifference on it, but these do cost about 2,000 FE alone. So if you can't afford it, then just pick up the Warlock Tree like the rest of us here, and then you're just basically boosting this. You're boosting your Empower effect. You're getting your +1 to all skills. You're picking up some resistances, and then energy shield and some skill duration here and some sealed mana. And then for your Divinity slates, you do want to be running Focused Strike here. If you can find a Focused Strike with some either minion critical strike damage or minion critical strike rating, that's going to be recommended. I use this one along multiple characters, so I just bounce this one around and I haven't bothered to buy another one. These are anywhere from like 50 to 100 FE, it really depends on the time. And then for the rest of your slates, you're literally just looking for, preferably, you want them with +1 cold or +1 dominions, and then you want with some either focus blessings, sealed mana, things like this, or you just want like minion critical damage, minion damage, or you want this spirit magi effect or spirit magi cooldown recovery. Some of these slates I haven't even bothered to like really fine tune. This slate really needs to be replaced. It's really lackluster, and then same thing with this slate here. This is just some cooldown recovery speed, but we can definitely make a better slate with some investment. So let's go ahead and showcase a map for this. I'll go ahead and showcase what this kind of looks like when you're actually mapping here. So, I don't have any T8 beacons, I guess, so we're going to do a T7.2, or 7-2 rather. Let's run Demimin again, standard best map setup here. And kind of what you're going to be doing for this is you're literally just going to be blinking along and everything's going to be dying. Your mobs are going to be teleporting with you, and they're going to be constantly triggering their thing here. You want to make sure you're still right clicking to give them nourish stacks. But you kind of got yourself about a bit of an auto bomber build here with Iris. Very, very simple playstyle. You know, you're not having to do much. You're not waiting on your minions to really be doing attacks. You're able to just kind of proc through and blink through and kind of kill everything. And yeah, it saves you a ton of time. And it has a pretty good clear style. Very nice lazy mapping playstyle with, again, the ability to scale into the deepest T8s. You can scale this build all the way to over 100 billion damage without any issues. Yeah. So if you have any questions about the build, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And other than that, see you in the next one.